back to a brand new video. Today, we will be reviewing the new movie Wonder Woman 1984. So, this movie came out December 25th, 2020, obviously.
At 12 p.m.
So if you want to stream this, it's on HBO Max and it's available in select theaters. Diana Prince lives quietly among mortals in the vibrant, sleek 1980s, an era of excess driven by the pursuit of having it all. Though she's come into her full powers, she maintains a low profile by curating ancient artifacts and only performing heroic acts incognito. But soon, Diana will have to muster all of her strength, wisdom, and courage as she finds herself squaring off against Maxwell Lord and the Cheetah, a villainess who possesses superhuman strength and agility.
So I was looking forward to this movie a lot, just because I really enjoyed the first one. I thought the first one was like the best DC movie to come out in a very long time. So the first one to me was so good. And then I was really excited for this one. And I don't think it lived up to it. It did not live up to it for me.
I can vouch for him. He was super hyped for this one to come out. He was like anticipating it.
Yeah. And I was super excited that it was going to be, like, not free because we pay for HBO Max, but, like, it's coming on a streaming service. You have to go to the movie theaters. You didn't have to pay $20 extra to watch it like on Disney Plus makes you. So I was happy about that. And it was still a good movie. Like, it was okay, but it wasn't what I was expecting. And it was a big, major downgrade from the first one. It didn't bring the story along. Like, it didn't bring it anywhere to me that I really like made sense or needed. The one thing this film did do good though to me was there was some emotion to it. It captured that a little bit. So it did do that well, and it got you, I wouldn't even say attached, but some people I could see get attached to some things on there emotionally. But just the story just wasn't it. Just was not it. And I just didn't like how they did it. I think it started off great though. When she was a kid going through all that, the first like 10-20 minutes, it started off great. Then it went downhill.
So this movie was different than what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was just going to be like her backstory on how she became Wonder Woman. But because when it started out, I thought it was leading up to that. But it's not that at all. Like it's just her story like in the moment, which I'm not mad at. I actually really liked it.
You really liked it? This movie?
Yeah. It was a great movie, but also not like it wasn't bad. So I can't say if I like the first one more or not, or kind of like connect the dots with this one, just because I watched it but I don't really remember that one just because it came out like 3 years ago.
Yeah. And
we didn't rewatch that before we watched this, which is probably like my bad on my part. I mean, it was a good movie to me. Like it wasn't as much action as I thought there would be, but I like the whole like storyline to go with it, even though it kind of got like.
See, but I didn't like the villains. I didn't like the cheetah. Like
that was a bit much for me.
I did like, which this is easy for me because I love this time period in movies and TV shows. I did like that it was set in the 80s. And I like the regular life. That's what I'm saying. Like the first 10, 20, like once you got to the regular life.
Like. The
very beginning, when you got to the regular life. I like that. I like the colors, the vibrancy of it, and like just the whole everything about it.
Yeah, because like as the story goes on, since more is happening and the villain is kind of like having his moment, I feel like it gets darker as the movie goes on.
Yeah, this movie, it started off and it reminded me of like the SpiderMan movies, the current ones, where they're more like family stylish and like teenish, but Spider-Man kind of carries that through the whole thing. This one didn't. Yeah. And this one also doesn't have the comedy of Spider-Man. I also thought this movie had like points that was just corny. Straight corny.
What do you mean?
Just some of these things, like some of the stuff that was going on, I'm just like, no, it's not good. I can't even recall a specific thing. I just remember seeing like a few of them and I'm just like, no, this should not happen.
So when we were watching this, I did catch a mistake in the movie and it kind of annoyed me a little bit because I feel like you should be conscious about that, even though there's mistakes in every movie. But it was when the guy was looking in the mirror and it was showing somebody else, and it was the back of his head. Like you could tell it was the person he was like that was in the mirror, not him looking at his reflection and seeing somebody else. If that makes sense. Like as if I were to look in the reflection and see somebody else, that person you're seeing in the mirror was the person standing here, rather than you. If that makes sense.
They messed up, which is crazy because I thought this film did look good. And a little high quality for the most part, but there was some stuff that is like, no.
Yeah.
You could have did this differently, made it a little better. I also think the movie was too long.
It was a bit long, especially like the whole flying in the sky. I feel like that could have definitely been cut shorter, but even as a whole.
Just as a whole, I think it should have been cut. I think this movie for sure should have been no more than 2 hours. Too long. The story to me wasn't very good. It didn't bring me anywhere. It didn't make me want like the next Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Like what's gonna happen? What's gonna like? It didn't make me want any of that. I don't know. I don't know why DC messes up like this. Well, you liked it, but Wonder Woman was so good. Like a top tier superhero movie for me. All right, so yeah, that's pretty much like our main thoughts on the film. She pretty much liked it. But before we go, we have to give our ratings.
I would probably give this movie like a 72. Like I like the movie, but when you break it down into parts, it seems it sounds like I don't like it. Just because of like everything that was going on. Like little pieces and some parts of the story, and I'm here for it, but I'm not.
For me, I'd probably have to give it like a solid 60.
That's pretty low.
60's okay. It's not like it's a bad movie. It's just wasn't it for me. Was not it for me. Especially when I compare it to the first one. And I don't know if I should compare it, but I am.
And I feel like that's the thing with our ratings, because I don't really keep up with superhero movies, and I'm not like fan, you know? I watch it because you watch it and we review it, you know? And for you, I feel like you really keep up with these superhero movies. And you're like, I loved it or I hated it because of this and that. And like the whole storyline and the backstory, and it connects with this movie and that movie. Like I feel like you relate to it on another level to where like your rating actually matters.
No,
because I just like watch it.
But it doesn't though, because at the end of the day, was the movie good or not? Regardless of what happened prior or what's gonna happen in the future, like was the movie good when you watched it or was it not? That's what matters. But yeah, so that's gonna be our review of Wonder Woman 1984. And if you guys enjoyed the video, definitely leave a like. We appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't already, and comment down below your thoughts on the film. Were you more leaning on her side, more on my side, or were you more extreme? Did you love it or did you hate it? Let us know down below.
And did you like this one better than the first one?
But either way though, my name's Matt.
My name's Nicole.
And we'll catch you next time.